Hello everyone, I hope you're okay today. So exciting for this first episode of my series Vegan and Fit. So I just want to create this series because I'm really passionate about this vegan lifestyle, of course fitness too. So I want to combine both of them and I wanted to make sure it would be educational. So this series will talk about nutrition, we talk about bodybuilding, fitness in general, tips about how you can start your vegan lifestyle or if you want to start your plant-based diet. And we will do that every week. So today, of course, is the first episode. And what we will do is we share with you, like I said, nutrition tips, fitness tip, and I will have guests from around the world. So today's guest is Tui. She's a CrossFitter and she is absolutely amazing. So what we'll do, we'll wait till she's ready to join us and then we will start. So if you have any questions during the live, you make sure you write it here and then we will be more than happy to answer that. Bear with me because that's the first episode, the first live. So if we have any technical problem, just bear with us. So what we'll do, we'll introduce our guest. Let's see if she's ready. Okay, let's see. Yes, she should be ready for us and then we will start. Like I said, in the meantime, make sure you write any comment that you have. Hello.
Hi.
How are you? How are you today? All good. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect.
Can you hear me well as well?
Yes, all good, all good. So exciting for this first episode. And yeah, so this is to everyone, for all my followers that don't know you, you make sure you go and check her page because she's amazing. And I just wanted to tell why I choose her for the first episode. First of all, because you can see in her page, she's a strong woman, she is vegan, and she's a fit and passionate, she's a coach. So you have to check out her page, go and follow her. So Tui, can you introduce yourself and tell me about, why you choose veganism and who you are?
Okay, hi guys. Hi everyone, nice to meet you all. So I am Tui. My real name is Tuisku, which actually means snowstorm in Finnish. So I come from Finland originally and I'm born in January, like in the middle of the winter, which is funny because I don't like the cold. So that's why I moved over to Bali. So I live here in Bali in Indonesia for about 3 years now, and I'm a vegan CrossFit athlete. I've been vegan for about 5.5 years now, and I coach online. So that's it in a nutshell.
Oh, amazing. So talk about why did you choose to swap to this lifestyle? And what I would like to know is you're not just following the plant-based diet, you following veganism in general, so in all the other aspects of your life, yeah? So yeah, talk about why did you choose to swap to this amazing choice?
Yes, so I was actually raised vegetarian since I was 7 years old. So my parents have been vegetarians for as long as I remember, for ethical reasons. And when I went to school, as I was 7 years old, I started to get like, not bullied, but like treated a little bit as like a weirdo and like, you know, left out and laughed at and like that kind of stuff. And I remember feeling really sad. And I just decided at that point, like, okay, I'm not gonna think about where the meat comes from, and I just wanted to start eating meat. And since then, I ate meat until I then went vegan. And why I went vegan was because I saw a slaughterhouse video on Facebook. And at that point, when it popped up, I remember thinking, like, I don't want to see this, but I knew that I like had to click on it because I knew something was like not in alignment with what I believe is right. And I just watched the few first seconds, and that was like, I knew, okay, this is it. I'm not gonna eat meat anymore. And then I started to like look more into what actually happens in the animal industry, and I was really shocked because I felt like I've been just lied to for my whole life. Like I knew on a, like some level that animals get killed for us to be able to eat them, but like I didn't know how the dairy industry works or how everything works, the industry, the egg industry, everything. So then I was like, okay, I don't have any other choice than to go vegan for the ethical reasons. But at the time, I was actually eating a lot of animal products because I was like all into bodybuilding. So I was like all about gains, all about proteins. I was eating a ton of meat, a ton of dairy. I don't know if anyone knows what's quark. It's basically like a yogurt, which is like thicker and much more rich in protein. So I was eating a kilo of that. Like,
oh wow.
daily. And it's like I was eating animal products like crazy,
Wow.
all of my meals. So in that moment, I stood there like, okay, I'm gonna go vegan, but what am I gonna eat? And I was like, okay, I probably, you know, I didn't know much about veganism. So at the time, 5.5 years ago, I thought like the only vegans I knew, I had also the stereotype like vegans are all like skinny and a little bit hippie and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, so I'm probably gonna lose my muscles, and how is my like training gonna go? But I was like okay with that because I was like, I'm gonna do this for the animals, right? And then when I started to like look into the diet and I started to read books and learn about the health benefits, I was like, wow, is that actually like possible that it might be even like beneficial? And then I got into eating myself, and I think it took me like a 6-week period about that I like cut meat, and then I cut dairy, and lastly eggs, I think it was. And then I started to experience so many health benefits and what happened in my body, in my training. I'm sure we're going to talk about it, but then I was like, wow, okay, this was actually like a massive good decision.
Amazing. Yeah. So of course, this is one of the stereotypes that who wants to build muscle or, you know, fitness in general, as that, oh, I will never go vegan because I won't be able to build muscle, lean muscle, or I will eat, you know, need to eat a lot to be able to build that muscle. So of course I am amateur bodybuilder, so I'm going to compete, and that was one of my so that was one of my concerns as well. So because I've been pescatarian for so long, honestly, I need to be honest, I couldn't give up fish, but I knew I had to because it wasn't right. Fish, the animal too, right? It's not just because, you know, eating pork or everything else. So I did make that choice, and it was difficult just because it was the only thing that I really enjoy on, you know, animal products. But of course, I thought that it's more important saving their life than me enjoying what's on my plate, because I know I can enjoy what's on my plate. It doesn't have to be an animal. So of course that was like gradual, because it needs to be gradual. That's why I say to all my clients as well, it needs to be gradual, right? So when people tell me, oh, from tomorrow I'm not gonna eat anything that comes from animal, I always say stop, you know, just think about it, that you can do that. And that's why I wanted to ask you. So of course you're a vegan coach yourself, yeah?
Yes.
So do you work with like weight loss client or like CrossFitter client, or everyone?
I work with women who most of them are into more like strength training, but it's not like a requirement. So my niche is more like women who are already either like fully plant-based or like going into that veganism, and they are already training or like interested to start like training properly, or women who are like CrossFitters or already like training hard and they want to switch to a vegan diet, but they don't know how to do it. So that's like who I work with. Yeah,
so of course now in UK there is a lot of option available, and let's say the vegan and plant-based diet is more acceptable, you know, because there is more choices, people are willing to try. So how is there in Bali? There's many plant-based, you know, people that you know, many friends.
So Bali, have you ever been to Bali?
No, unfortunately not.
So
I would love
I'm in
to.
Canggu, which is like a little kind of surf village about like 30-40 minutes from the airport, and this is like the mecca of vegan, like in
No
Bali.
way.
So,
Really?
there's another town as well, but like I'm fortunate to live here, but it's actually also one reason why I chose to move here and live here, because we have like so many vegan restaurants. And you know, like I was living in Thailand before, and they're like, it's hard to explain to the locals like what is vegan. Like it's, you always have to go through a list and have the Thai thing. And here, like everyone knows. But when you say vegan, they know. They already know. Like, okay, honey is not vegan. Okay, you know,
Yeah,
milk
yeah.
is not vegan. They know the things, so it is like super easy. And there's like actually like so many vegan restaurants that are 100% vegan, which I really love, because then you don't have to worry about anything, and you can support like 100%, you know, a vegan brand. And then even the restaurants who are offering like meat as well, but they also like pretty much all the like Western restaurants, they have vegan options, and also like the local places. So it is, yeah, it is really, really easy here. And that's one reason, as said, why I enjoy living here, because it's super easy to enjoy vegan foods. And also like we have so many options, like alternatives, like meat replacements and stuff like that in restaurants. So it is amazing.
That's amazing. See, I didn't know about that. I definitely need to come and visit you then.
Yeah, this is vegan heaven on that
Yeah.
side. What I want to mention though is, because everyone always brings up this side, but another thing, actually, just making currently a video about this, is the downside of in Asia, animal cruelty is like much more visible. So it's not like to judge Asian countries, because like in Europe we just hide it, but here you like, when you drive to the beach, I see like tons of, or like, so like every 2 minutes there's like birds in cages and chickens in these small cages, and you see like pigs being, you know, carried and slaughtered, and that kind of stuff. So as a vegan, it's also horrifying to drive around, because I'm always afraid that I see that, and then, you know, so that's kind of like, because the Asian culture is really different, and they don't like hide it the same way as we do in Europe. So there's the heaven part, and then there's also the sad part.
Yeah. So funny as that, I lived in a farm all my life.
Oh, really?
Before moving in UK, because I'm Italian. So so my parents, the farmer. So when I made this choice, it was really harsh, because people cannot really understand, because like everyone say, if you've been doing it for a long time, it's normal, right? That's normal. So it was difficult. So that's all like to us. So everyone supported you, like your family, your friend, your boyfriend. Did this anyone said, "Oh, you sure you're making a good choice for your health?" Or
That's a good question. Yeah. So again, like I was fortunate on the side of like my family, where my parents were already vegetarian. And as soon as I found out how the dairy industry and the egg industry works, and I just, you know, told them like, guys, because I knew like they didn't know. So they also went vegan, and my brother was, I think he was already vegan at that point. So my close family is vegan. And when I met, actually, I was smiling, because when you were saying like that you don't recommend your clients to go vegan overnight, which I also don't recommend. But my fiance, when we met, like it's almost 2 years ago now, he was like a proper meat eater. He was like, you know, eating paleo and burgers and bacon and everything. And then when we met, and he was like, of course, like we met on Instagram, so he knew like from my Instagram that I'm vegan, but we never really talked about it before we actually met. He was living in Dubai at the time. And then when we met, he was like, oh, so what are you eating? A little bit like looking at my purse. Oh, I want to try that too. And then he just made a decision. Like he went from paleo meal plan overnight to a vegan meal plan. And he just did it like that. But I think it's like really rare, or like I would much more recommend for most people the approach of doing it gradually. First of all, for your body to get adjusted, and also to make it a little bit easier. But there are people who that suits for sure. So like for my boyfriend now, we like, I don't know if I could actually at this point be with someone who is not vegan, not because like the food that's on the plate, like of like a health performance side, but of the ethical, the like moral value side. We really share all that, and we believe, and we're actually like also actively, you know, how do you say that, not like animal activism, but in a way as well, like promoting the vegan lifestyle to help the animals and to help the planet, and to promote also a healthier way of living and performing better. But like mostly it's because of the ethics. So at this point, my circle is really supportive, and many of my friends are vegan, and I also like to surround myself with people who believe in the same We live the same way as in a like cruelty-free world and that. But when I went vegan, to go back to your question, it wasn't like that. So my family was really easy. I'm really like grateful for that. But I also started CrossFit. And if anyone knows like the CrossFit philosophy, like CrossFit promotes the zone diet, which is like promoting eat a lot of meat, eat a lot of red meat, eat a lot of like protein and fats and little carbs. So I got a lot of doubts from that side. Like a lot of people were saying, oh, Tui, you cannot be vegan and do CrossFit. Like it's not going to work. You're not going to get enough protein. It's not going to, you know, you can't do it. Like you're going to see. And what that did to me was actually like, I'm freaking going to show you. Like I was actually doubting inside. As I said, I was like, oh my God, what is my body, you know, gonna do? Am I gonna lose my muscles? But that like fired something in me because I was like so passionate to do it for the animals and for the planet. And then I think that also fueled me to actually like educate that I could do it in the best possible way. So I was like reading all the possible books and watching documentaries and finding people to follow and this kind of stuff. So yeah, nowadays I think there was a period of time as well that I was not willing to talk about it because I got so tired from everyone all the time asking, oh, why are you vegan, and laughing a little bit about it. And, you know, there was a phase that I was just like really quiet about it. But then recently I was like, I felt a calling, like, okay, I am going to do something about this, and I have all the abilities to actually make a difference and inspire people. And then I went for it.
So because of course I am a weightlifter myself, so around training, what difference did the nutrition on a plant-based diet make on your training? So like for me, it was amazing. I had more energy. I can see I had more lean muscle actually. I started to not store fat so quick. Of course, we know there's calories in, calories out. We all know that. Don't worry. So what were we saying?
So I was hearing you telling how amazing the transformation was for you with when like performance-wise.
Yes.
So do you want me to share what I experienced?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Yeah. So as I said, I had like inner fears when I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to get my proteins without all these animal proteins, right? But then I started eating a whole food plant-based diet.
Yeah.
And I started also experiencing similar to what you said. Like the first thing was I was like, where is all this energy coming from? Like I felt so like clear and alive. I was like, I have so much energy. So I didn't like get any more like tired after meals. I felt like I had been for years in some sort of like foggy state. So I felt suddenly so clear. I felt like clear to think. My skin cleared up. My body started to like clear up. So I started to lose all the excess. Not that I was fat, but like a little bit like not chubby, but I had some excess like fat tissue. So I leaned up a lot really quickly, and that was really cool. Obviously, also for CrossFit, it's good that you don't have that excess fat hanging on you when you have to, you know, move fast and that. So yeah, that was like, wow, I didn't know that I can feel this good. So that was kind of the when I got into it, because I was like following, you know, a whole food plant-based diet and really like excited to do it right. But then I also went through some phases for anyone who is watching who might, you know, not have like the smooth transitioning, is that like at some point when all these vegan products started to come on the market, I was like wanting to try, you know, the vegan ice creams and the vegan this and that. So then I went into a phase of like eating a lot of processed food, and I was like, oh, I'm actually not feeling that good. And then I started to like pay attention to again have the base in the whole foods rather than the processed foods. And then I also went through a phase when I was training so much that I didn't eat enough. And this is the most common problem I see with my clients and with people in general. People don't eat enough. When you switch to whole food plant-based diets, the volume goes up, but the calories go down. And then there's like, no wonder you're feeling tired, you're not getting enough nutrients, you're feeling headaches, you know, if you're not eating enough, you don't provide your body with enough fuel. So I also went through this phase. I know how it feels. So then it's really important that you know, track your foods or something, or just like start like eating. You might even have to at the start eat more than you feel like. You might already feel full, but you still need to eat more to provide enough calories. So
that's why I think it's so important to do it gradually, and to, if it's possible, hire a coach or hire someone just to have a guide. It doesn't need to be a nutritionist, okay, if you don't want to, but just do research yourself. And I think just, yeah, dig into it before making the choice of to swap, because of course I see many people swapping and just use meat substitute. So we're talking about, I don't know, vegan burger, things like that, that they are not high in protein, or they have a low processed, you know, products in it. So I wanted to ask, do you use any supplement, and do you think when you swap we need to use any supplement?
What was the last part, sorry? Do
you think that we need to use any supplement if anyone is swapping to a plant-based diet?
Okay, got it. Yeah, so what I use is I use B12, which everyone should use who is eating plant-based, and even most people who are not eating plant-based. B12 deficiency is quite common, or like it's common to not have enough of it or not absorb it properly. So have a good quality vitamin B12 supplements. I live in Bali, so I don't have to take vitamin D, but most people as well, if you don't live like under the sun all year round, especially for the winter months, vitamin D, really important. You can't get it from food really, so you need to, there is some mushrooms and stuff like that nowadays. I don't know much about that, but I would say safer to take the supplements. And then what I take as well, I take creatine, which is, people often ask about this. I wouldn't worry about it if you're just like, you know, if you're not, you know, an athlete or like really into like getting those last gains, because it's more like the cherry on the top. So first worry about getting your diet like really on point, getting your training really on point, and then we can start looking into considering maybe trying creatine. But that also might have some effects that don't suit everyone. So that's what I take, that works for me. And then I take like many superfoods, but it's not like I'm relying on them, but I use like maca and moringa powder and goji berries, kakao, these kind of things, which are kind of not supplements really. But protein supplement can also be really beneficial in some cases. I used to use protein powder because like I really like the taste of many of them to just put in my smoothie bowls. But now when I had a long period that I wasn't tracking my foods, because I've been tracking in the past my macros, so I know eyeballing quite well. But now I'm back to like tracking just to check a little bit where I'm at. And I was surprised that I'm getting so much protein, like over what I need. I was like, okay, I don't even need to take this supplement. So currently I'm not taking protein. That's also what people often ask. And then like for anyone starting out or even like more into veganism, many people don't really know. So what is also good to pay attention to is selenium. So you can get that from 1 to 2 Brazilian nuts a day. Iodine, which you can get from seaweed. And what I use is like a Himalayan salt where it's added into. Or you can also take a supplement. And then omega-3s. So the omega-3/6 ratio might sometimes be a little bit hard to achieve. So you might either take like a supplement, like algae-based supplements, or like good sources are also like flax seeds, walnuts, and can you get some other sources?
Sorry?
Do you have in mind some other sources? I had a third one, but I can't remember it right now.
Of what, sorry? It did cut, so I didn't hear you.
So what I said, I was just thinking in my head about omega-3 sources, but I got like, what I use is I always put, flax seeds as well. I don't know if I said that.
Yeah, I use flax seeds.
Tablespoon of flax seeds, walnuts are really good. So those are like, and then iron might be something, I wouldn't worry about it too much, but if you know that you are iron deficient or that you have easily like, then you might like really pay attention to eating iron-rich foods or even having an iron supplement. But that's like, maybe I forgot something, but that comes in
That's
my mind.
fine. Amazing.
So
funny as that, I always been iron deficient, and funny as that, when I swapped to a plant-based diet, I didn't have any more. And I think it's because, of course, I start to eat more like beans and stuff like this that before I wasn't, right? So one of the benefits is that you actually eat more whole food. That before, of course, if you were eating all dairy and things like that, you wouldn't, because it would have been more like in a side plate, right? You know what I mean? So when I started to incorporate more of this, my iron deficiency actually went, and I couldn't believe it because I had it all my life. So yeah, I was like
so
That's
surprised that I
amazing.
didn't have to take any iron supplements. I do take all the other supplements that you say. I do take vegan protein just because, of course, I want to compete. So for building muscle is, let's say, because I need to eat many meals per day, it's just more convenient, I would say, than eating 8 meals. Do you know what I mean? Of 6 meals, and some of them having the vegan protein. So, what's the best source for you of vegan protein? What's your favorite?
Well, I eat a lot. So because I'm a CrossFit athlete and I burn a lot of calories. So what I'm not currently tracking, I'm eating almost 3,000 calories a day, which is like a lot, especially for women. So what my protein intake comes from is like it accumulates from like several sources. But what I would name like a few like main sources that are really rich in protein is what I use almost on a daily basis is tempeh,
Yeah.
tofu, seitan. I like tempeh more than tofu nowadays. Then other legumes like lentils and beans,
Yes.
quinoa, also like in general whole grains like pastas and whole grain bread. I don't use massive amounts of them, but like I need a lot of carbs as well to fuel my training, obviously.
Yes. Yeah.
Then I love like nuts and seeds, nut butters, but like be aware, obviously they're high, like they're fat, so they're higher in calories. So don't like overuse, don't use like
Yeah.
don't eat like a peanut butter jar a day. But
Yes.
yeah, those are kind of like the main ones I'd say. Like for example, seitan is so high in protein that if you eat like 100 to 150 grams, you already have, if you're not an athlete, you don't even need that much of protein, or if you're not building muscle. So you might get your protein intake from one meal if you just have like seitan or enough tempeh. But yeah, those are kind of the main ones I use.
So yeah, it's so funny when people will say like, of course, where you get your protein and how you can get that many calories by eating just plants. For me, it's the opposite. So when I swapped, I had to be careful, with calorie wise, because all avocado and the other stuff, they all got lots of calorie. Of course, they're all healthy. We're not saying that, but they got a lot of calories. So I think if you're planning and you're doing it in a healthy way, first of all, it's sustainable because, like I said, nowadays there's so many choices out there. And you can be healthy, you can be bodybuilder, fit, CrossFitter and everything. And so one of the things that you would like to say to people that want to start a fitness journey in a plant-based diet, one of your tips that you will
One of
give?
my tips. Take your time to do it, definitely, unless you are like my fiance, just want to go overnight. But I think like for most people it's more beneficial because he also obviously had the benefit that he was with me, right? So if you're just by yourself and you have no idea how to do it, you're going to do more damage if you're just like cutting all animal products out and then being like, okay, what can I eat now, and just starving yourself. So I'd say like it's my first tip, take time, because within this time you can first of all find your why. Like, why do you want to go plant-based? And the stronger the more you educate yourself, the more you understand the impact that you can have, whether for you it's more important to do it for the planet, for the animals, or for your health, or for all, the combination of everything. But when you start understanding how the whole industry works and how everything puts together, it really is motivating, because it is like outside of just yourself and your taste buds. Even if it would just purely be for your health and for performance, nothing wrong with that, because you're going to get excited like of the benefits, as we spoke earlier here, what you're going to experience, like your energy levels and your body is less inflamed, and what's probably going to clear up and everything. So within that time, you can have the time to find your why, educate yourself properly, explore, like make it exciting rather than just, thinking of a restrictive diet that, okay, I can't eat anything now, so this is like horrible, when is this going to end? No, make it exciting. Like, take your time going to the health food store and grocery store and like, oh, what do they have here? Instead of dairy milk, I can have all these amazing plant milks, and test and try different things. You might not find your favorite straight away. Like tofu, for most people, when you first taste, is like, I don't like it, but then you taste it a couple of times, made different way. Like, no one likes a steak or a chicken breast without making it properly either. So it just might take a little bit of time for you to learn how to make it, or that you find a way that you like it if you eat it out or something like that. And then allow yourself, you spoke earlier about transitioning time. So did you also experience the, having the energy levels and everything straight away? Yeah, that many people have like a period of time. Also depends obviously of your previous diet, that your body might cleanse up. So what might happen is that you feel the toxins coming up. So you might have a couple of weeks of headaches. Your skin might actually go bad first because your body is pushing all the like shit away, so to say. So allow it time. A couple of weeks you might experience bloating. So don't start eating from like removing all the steaks and then just eating like a half a kilo of beans in one meal, and like your body, your poor body, like do it gradually, like little by little. Give it some time. But I'd say the most important thing is that make it exciting, like have a strong why and allow yourself the time that you need, and think of it as a lifestyle rather than like a restricted diet.
Yes. So of course for you it's a lifestyle too. So what I would like to ask is, outside the nutrition, what you do to support this lifestyle? Any other
interesting. So
something?
Yes. So like the definition of veganism, right, is like to, I don't know the exact, don't remember the exact official one, but it's not just, as you said, the food. It's also you don't want to support any form of animal abuse. So that's why most vegans who are aware of like the animal side of ethics don't want to go to zoos and circuses and stuff like that, or wear anything that comes from animal, like leather or like the fur stuff or anything like that. So like again, the better you inform yourself and educate yourself, the more you can also be aware, like, okay, this has caused another living being to suffer, and this is actually like wrong, this is cruel. So that's of course something I pay attention to. And also like cosmetics, most cosmetics are like animal tested. So when you start looking, like animal testing is horrible. I'm not going to go into like, maybe it's necessary for some sort of like bad diseases but if we think of just like cosmetics, like your shampoos and your makeups and stuff like that, there's options that you don't have to support that cruelty. So that's something also I would look into and switch, because you can have like amazing natural options that are even just Body Shop, like the brand is probably everywhere. Like that's the easy spot to start, right? So all of there is cruelty free. And what else would I say? Can you get something else in your mind?
So I do exactly the same. Of course, in the beginning, I was focusing just on nutrition, but then once I've been doing all the research, and I thought, I couldn't believe it, that is made from a byproduct of animal diet. I was like absolutely shocked. And so I started gradually again to transfer all the things. So I'm not going to say to all my clients, because they all ask me, oh, what do you mean? I need to throw everything away. Say no, but start to do it gradually. And every time you're gonna buy a new product, try to have a look at the label, because they're so easy to recognize. You will see the bunny for cruelty free, you will see vegan, and so it's so easy, especially here now. The main shops, so here we have like Tesco, that's one of the main shops, and there is their own brand, so even cheap brand, that they sell cruelty-free and vegan. So it's so easy to purchase. You just need to look for it. So it is sustainable. And you just need to be sensible to think, if I don't want on my plate, I don't want on me either. I don't want on my hygiene product. I don't want on my clothes. So that's why I always differentiate plant-based and vegan, for the reason of, I think if you swap, it makes just sense to swap, the other aspect of life. And because if you're still wearing or using, a product that are tested on animal, you're still supporting that industry. So it's a good idea to swap in all the aspects of the life where it's possible, of course. But I was just absolutely shocked to find out on things that I didn't even know that they were made on animal, and especially nowadays everything it's got alternatives, so it's so easy to swap. You just need to be sensible, look the labels, because we know to recognize them, research for it, I think, because like I said, easy, just Google everything, and it should be gradual. I'm not saying easy, but sustainable change. Yeah, what do you think?
And also what is really beneficial, sorry, I just went out because my dogs were barking.
Don't worry.
So you were wondering where I'm wondering about.
No worry.
Yeah, so what has also helped me actually a lot is Facebook groups. So those are like really nice, easy ways to connect with people. First of all, we spoke earlier, if your circle, your family, your friends are not supportive, like it's important to find a supportive circle somewhere. And now it's easy online. So like most vegans are really happy to help out anyone who wants to go vegan, and are really open-minded and friendly in general. So if you find like a local Facebook group, they might, already have all the information about the restaurants, where to find the best vegan deodorant, where to find the best. So it's also really helpful. And you can ask questions there. You can search, obviously, from the search bar. So like Facebook group can be really, really helpful in, as you spoke with the cosmetics, but also like finding the best food products and like meetups and stuff like that. So you can make new friends and have that supportive environment also for that vegan side.
Yeah, absolutely. So one question I'm curious to ask, why you think nowadays, let's say, veganism is more accepted and more people there, let's say, swapping to the vegan lifestyle? What do you think is the reason for it?
I believe that this is due to raising awareness. So I don't think most people are not vegan because they're, they don't care about the cruelty or the planet. It's because they're uninformed. And I used to be uninformed as well. And I know how easy it is because it's just the social norm. You just do how everyone is doing and how you're taught to be doing. But then when you start getting information, you become aware, like, oh my God, as I became aware watching Slaughterhouse video, I didn't know this is a reality. For someone, it might be watching Cowspiracy and realizing how bad it is for the planet, right? For someone, it might be that your dad dies from a stroke, and then you get into learning how bad, like, the diet is been affecting the arteries, these kind of things. So the information is growing, the awareness is growing, and people can make informed decisions rather than just going autopilot, how it's always been done. And then also, of course, because it's growing, so people start like, getting inspired, like, oh, everyone is suddenly going vegan, and they're just game changers, and then the vegan athletes are popping up, and people start seeing like, oh, you're not going to die out of protein deficiency. You don't have to turn into a skinny hippie if you want to be vegan. So it is becoming more normal, and we are like human beings, we are pack animals, so we like to be accepted. So you don't, maybe also people don't, have to have the fear like, oh, I became a weirdo, like I did, for example, experiencing when I went to school, because it's already so much more out there. So it's like easier to, and the options, of course, like this depends where in the world you are. But if it's like, you have more vegan options and it's just make more convenience, and then you see more people do it, and then you might be like, oh, well, I don't really have, excuses, or I didn't know how it works, and someone tells you. So I think there's like a combination of all that.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask, did you have anyone saying that you swapped to a vegan lifestyle because it was just on trend, or because I had a few people tell me, oh, just because it's the trend of the moment, is just because everyone's doing it, you doing it. Did you have anyone telling you?
Yes. I had also chat with people who have that, and what I advise those people is like, search deeper, because if it's just a trend thing, then when you get a temptation, it's like, okay, why not have a steak? Why not have some cheese? But like I believe like in my experience, the deepest motivation comes from like the ethical side. Of course, there's also like people who are really passionate about the planet and that, but whatever the reason is, let's say that way, whatever the reason is, but if you have a strong reason, if you know how much impact literally what you put on your plate has, especially because we put on stuff on our plate like several times a day, every single day of our lives pretty much. So the impact is like accumulative. It's not that one time that you choose, to have a vegan burger instead of the burger with meat and cheese in it. It's like accumulated, like that meal and the next meal and the next meal. So yeah, even I think it's cool that it's so trendy that people start coming into the trend, but then like, okay, why is it trendy? Why are people doing this?
Yes.
And then you're gonna get, information. You're gonna get also hopefully excited, because you're like, no way, I can actually vote with my wallet, because that's what we do. We shouldn't be waiting for politicians to do something, because they're not going to do anything anyway. So you can make the choice. You vote every single time you go to the supermarket, you go to a restaurant. Do I vote for cruelty-free and organic, whatever you want to support, or do I vote for this crap, right? So
yeah. Well, I think nowadays we're in a world that things are more acceptable in general. So we won't come out as so much crazy to doing things because everything is just more acceptable. And you still have, of course, people that they will tell you that, well, we always eat meat in the past, why you should do the change, which, for example, in the part of Italy that I come from, I would say they're not open-minded. So you will see like old ladies, you know, and people like really old-minded, that they will tell you that it's normal. So, of course, I would never say that they will be able to change their minds. But nowadays, if you grow up with this society, then eventually it will just become like, you put different clothes on, it will be just a normal choice for you to do. So I think with time, eventually we'll get there. And hopefully, if we make this like informed and educational instead, like not maybe too pushy on people, it will make more people interested, because there's many approach that you can have, of course, on this lifestyle. And what I always say that, of course, I would love if everyone was swapped, right? But make them informed and then let them make the choice, because in the end, it's everyone's choice what to do. And doesn't mean that we cannot be friends, or like my partner is not vegan, right? But it's open to the possibility to try vegan food and everything like this. So never push on someone, but just made aware that if they want, they can make that choice. And yeah, they can still, you know, transition with time. Of course, I don't think there will be a day that everyone will swap to a vegan diet. But more we are, less harm we will do. So I think that's the best that we can do.
Yeah, and also to add to that, that's so true. And also to add to that, it doesn't have to be black and white. Like, not all people, as you said, like, I think this is a movement of young people anyway. So it's like the new generations who are realizing, like, we have to sort this because our kids are going to have a planet to live on, right? So people who are already like older, like 50s, 60s, 70s, they're like, you know, like they have been living too long in the, like, of course, this is just a really, really stereotypical generalization, but this is like young generation are becoming aware, like, shit, we have to sort this out for the planet. But it doesn't mean that everyone has to go vegan or eat 2 kilos of meat every day. Like, there's also the option of, okay, I can reduce the animal products. Maybe I can, you know, take it by time. Maybe I'd never have to go fully vegan. Maybe you live in a place that is really hard, or you're in a family, whatever. Like, it doesn't have to be, even that would, of course, would be the optimal situation, and depends also of your why. But it can be literally that you are vegan half of the week, or twice a week, or vegetarian every until noon, whatever that is. Like, it doesn't have to be like all or nothing, in my opinion.
No. For me, it was like this because I am like this in general. For me, it is nearly all black and white. Like, if I make a choice, it would be that. Like, in every aspect of my life, I'm all in or all out, kind of. And so for me, it was this way. But all my clients, they know that it's their choice, it's their body, and they can do whatever they want as long as they keep it healthy. So for me, that's the first thing. Healthy and keep it sustainable, because if you know that you're not going to do it in a long term, what's the point? Try to do it and then adjust along the way, because that's the best that you can do. Just try and then see how you feel about it. So last question before I leave you, what's your favorite vegan food or dish?
Oh, this is a tough one. I always get asked this and I never know what to answer. Currently, I'd say a smoothie bowl. I love a smoothie bowl because I can put everything in there. I can put my greens in there. I can put my bananas. I love bananas. I can put berries. I absolutely love berries, like strawberries and raspberries are my favorites. I can put peanut butter in there. I can put like all the goodies in there. And then I blend it and I have this amazing smoothie bowl. And then I can even top it with all my favorites. I can put all the, you know, superfoods we spoke about earlier, all my nuts and things. And And then I can make different colors. One morning I make a yellow smoothie bowl. One time I make pink. Then I make green.
Oh, you made me hungry now.
Yeah, so I would say smoothie bowl. That's my go-to.
Oh, amazing. Well, I have to say, as a proper Italian, my favorite will be vegan lasagna.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Can
That's
you
one.
cook yourself? Can you make one yourself?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I cook every day, especially for my meals, endless meal that I need to have. I cook all the time. What I usually do meal prep in batch. So I do loads and then I store them. So I love to cook in general. So for me was...
I'm really interested actually, like how are you, like when are you going to compete?
So hopefully next year.
Next year. And what is your like macro ratios? How much calories are you eating? How is all that going?
So at the moment I'm on bulking, let's say. So I have about 3,500 calories at the moment.
Oh wow, you're eating even way more than me. I thought I was eating
I will compete hopefully on a figure category, which is not bikini, so I need to put a lot of muscle. So it's the fun month where I can just play around my food, and then I will cut and my calorie will go lower, of course, and everything else. And but yeah, I eat a lot, but I burn a lot at the same time. So yes.
That's so cool. What made you, if I may ask, what made you want to compete in fitness?
So, of course, since I became a personal trainer, weightlifting was like my passion, just became a passion. And I just love to see them girls, like muscular girls in general. But then when they're on the stage, they look so feminine. And I just love that kind of world. And that's why I hired the coach. And yeah, she just coached me towards the road, and hopefully next year we will. So it is a really fun sport because you can really learn about yourself, about your body, and how much you can achieve if you really put your mind, to it. So yes, hopefully.
Exciting! Super excited for you. I'm excited to follow your journey and see how you go.
So what's your goal, long-term goal or your dream? Have you got anything?
I'm a wellness athlete. I just love training. I love CrossFit. For me, it's all about like always pushing my limits, and CrossFit is a sport that you can always get better. There's like so many different movements and areas. So for me, it's just the goal to stay healthy and just get stronger, inspire people, and make this world a better place, I'd say.
Amazing. So where people can find you apart from Instagram? So if they want to check out your...
I'm just starting up my YouTube channel, quite recent, so I'd love if you come over there, the Vegan CrossFit Girl, and see if you like the content. You can always subscribe and like the videos. Where else? My website is thevegancrossfitgirl.com, and yeah, for now that's it.
Amazing. So this episode will be uploaded on my YouTube channel as well. So of course you can check out it, and all the followers, yours and mine, can rewatch it there. And yeah, before we leave, let's see if anyone has any question. And if not, I'll leave you to it because I know that it's late. So I know you want to go to bed.
Long bedtime.
So let's have a look if there is any question.
My chat is just frozen. I haven't seen anything coming through like since we reconnected.
I see comments, but there are no question. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone to just support. Of course, it was the first one, and I hope I will see you in maybe more episodes along the way. So I'm trying to get a variety of guests so we can talk about lots of other stuff. And yeah, I hope you will doing great, because I know you will. I can see you be successful in life in general. You're amazing inspirational woman. So thank you so much. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you for having me. It was such a pleasure. Looking forward to
Thank you so much. All right, take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, bye.
Ciao.
All right, thank you so much, everyone.